You've gone and printed yourself a gunny. First of all, thank you very much for downloading my file, and congratulations on getting your helmet to print. And if you were brave enough to print it with the custom supports that it came with, then extra kudos to you. So here we are, we're going to see what's involved in removing them. They are a little more challenging than regular supports, but the idea behind these is that they leave a much nicer surface than you would get with standard slicer supports, which tend to look like, you know, something's been gnawing on the surface with very blunt teeth. And I just hate that. So that's why I created the custom supports. Plus, you don't have to spend a bunch of time drawing them in your slice. First thing I do is I always take the bottom ones off first. I always print with a wrap because I like the extra adhesion that it provides. And I usually take that off first, but it looks like the supports are going to want to actually come off. So the idea behind these supports came out of a print where one of the lines actually failed to print. An entire line didn't print. So even though the model felt like it was intact, it actually snapped apart like super easy. And I thought, well, what if I created some supports that had, you know, roughly a layer's width of separation distance between them, which is what slicer supports do. What kind of surface quality would I get? So I started playing around with them, and they worked pretty darn good. Okay, so it looks like this wants to come off. So what I usually do is I kind of go through, just sort of, you know, break it loose a little bit. You can see it's already opening up in the back here. So once you've got it open, I usually sometimes will start with this guillotine looking X-Acto blade, because I can flip it upside down and I can very carefully, you want to keep your hands behind the blade if at all possible. If you have to grab the front of the helmet, then grab it in a way where if the blade slips, it's not going to fire into your hand. For some reason, when my hand slips, it wants to go right over to where my other hand is, no matter where it is. I don't know why that happens, but it's really strange. So I like to keep my hand behind whenever possible. And I'll just go through and just kind of drive this. And once I've got it kind of to a good point, I will go with a slightly safer tool. This is my scraper for my 3D printer. This is my sharpest one. I really love this one. And I'm going to put it in with the edge facing away from the helmet because I don't want to dig into the helmet itself. I basically want to do is put this thing in and then just kind of give it a little twist. And you can see the supports are coming off. Now, like I said, these are challenging. They may not come off 100% clean. There might be a little bit of something left behind. That will come off very easily with either a file or some aggressive sanding. So see, by just kind of working it through, we've got that side off now. So now we'll flip this over and we'll do the same thing on the other side. Again, keeping my hand out of the way, because I don't need any stitches today. And who does, right? Who wants stitches? Maybe some people do. Alright, here we go. Let's see. Does anyone else notice this with their 3D prints if you've been printing for a while? One side always seems to be better than the other. And how come? This is a question that's been dogging me for years and I still can't find the answer to it. The outside of the helmet looks great. The inside, not so much. It's just rougher for some reason. Does anybody know why? I would love to get an answer to that question, if anybody has one. Yeah, it's a curiosity. Let's see here. Just about got this. I'm gonna try just working this a little bit loose. This end's off. Oh, let's take off this support for the mandible brace. And just about done with the lower custom support. All right, so this is what I'm talking about. When you break it off, you might end up with something like this. Now, this is not something you're gonna want to try to take off with sandpaper. Basically, you just gotta find a new place to start and just work your way through it. You know, going a little bit, prying up a little bit, and then you can also start from the other direction, change direction. Like I said, these are a little more challenging to remove, but I think the resulting surface makes it worth it. And I'm going to show that to you in just a second. I'm also going to show a couple of other things too that you've asked questions about. See if we can get some questions answered today with regard to some of this helmet print. Okay, so that's pretty much off. And you can see this surface is very workable. We're going to sand that. We're going to fill it with putty. Actually, what I usually do with this surface is I will do a baking soda and super glue pass for two reasons. One, it dries fast and it's very easy to sand, but it's also stronger than the red putty. So it's going to give you a little more structural support. But see, I think that edge is a lot more workable than what you would get with regular supports. But, you know, it's up to you. So let's get some of this crap out of the way. Sorry about that. Alright, so the eye line. Eye line is a little trickier. It has sort of a ridge right here, which kind of has to be removed first. So you're going to take your blade, and yes, you can use this. This is preferred, and X-Acto may be a little bit too aggressive. So you're just going to kind of, like, very carefully with your hand, your non-cutting hand, out of the way as best as possible. You don't have to use too much force with this, just enough to kind of, you know, take this edge off, this little lip. And this lip is actually here for a reason. I found that it kept this very sharp edge on the eye line intact. Without it, I would get like some beveling, or just, you know, some things that sort of ruined that edge. So I'd have to go back in and rebuild it with a variety of techniques. And that's just more time, you know? So I'd rather spend the time, a little extra time removing a custom support than to have to go in and modify the model. So let's see here. Usually I have the helmet closer to my body like this when I'm doing this, but I also don't have a helmet on. Yeah, sometimes I work without my helmet, but only when nobody's looking. Okay, so I just want to make sure I'm not digging up this edge here. Alright, well that's probably good enough to at least get the point across. So again, we're gonna get our tool inside here, and we want the chisel edge away from the edge we're trying to expose. So I'm going to start with this little guillotine guy again, right here in the corner, and just get him in there. Alright, so now I think we can get this guy in. Grab the helmet right there, and again, we're just kind of working it through, giving it a little twist. And this one doesn't always come off as clean. There we go. Just gotta find the point of separation. And once you get in there, then it's a lot easier to pry it out. There we go. Alright. here. Let's go to this side. Get in here. So yeah, part of the reason why you got to remove this lip is so you can see the separation point a little more easily. So you just gotta work it. Now we're gonna end up with some schnarf on this surface here, and I'm going to show you how to deal with that. It's actually really easy and quite satisfying. Now again, if you did purchase this model and you're watching this going, oh, that just looks like too much work, these supports are removable before you print. You need to do it in your slicer. There's the instructions in the assembly guide. It tells you exactly how to do it depending on which slicer you're using. And you can just use traditional supports. These are completely optional and in no way required to produce this helmet. These are just something I created for myself that I personally like and wanted to share with you. Maybe you like them too. Okay, so that's pretty much out. So now we're left with, you know, a little unevenness where we didn't quite get the top surface of the support. We left a little bit of that still attached, but it's not attached that well. So this is where this little chisel blade comes in handy. And you can kind of get up underneath these areas, and this stuff should come on pretty easily. And again, I'm cutting away from me. Okay, so that's what you're going to do. That's actually not that bad. Oh, did I mess up that half? No. No, I did not. Okay. So in addition to the knife, which is definitely the most efficient tool, sometimes you might want to back off though on it and just go with some sandpaper. Get some 80 grit on a flat something, you know, little skinny piece of wood or a popsicle stick, and just get in there and you can sand that out. It doesn't take long, and it's worth it, but you don't want to leave it in. All right, here's an example of this was printed with regular slicer supports, and you can see it's pretty rough. It's not as bad as it could be. I'm still getting integrity on all of these edges, but a lot of times the supports might dig in and create this weird sort of zigzag thing where it's literally like chewed out the edge, and I don't get that with these custom supports.